Someone asked me a question the other day, and to be honest, I had to ask them what they believed it to be in order to talk about it. Because truthfully, it's one of those buzzwords, I think, where it's just completely flown under the radar that it is a buzzword. And until really looking at it and going, what does this word mean? We never really notice. And that word's work capacity. Now, this comes from me talking about people saying that they have a high work capacity and they can do all this volume, all this junk and stuff. But then you sit there and you're like, hang on, what even is work capacity? Sure, we can be literal and really, really simple and say it's your ability to do work, your capacity to do work. Sure. Okay. But what is that? What is enabling that capacity? Is it your cardio? Do you just have a really strong cardio where you're recovering really quickly from doing sets? Are you somehow immune to CNS fatigue where your perception of effort doesn't matter and you're always able to overcome it? You're highly motivated to the point where it doesn't really make a difference and you're fine? Does that clear better? You're just built differently? What is work capacity? Because it can't be the amount of volume you're able to handle. Because work capacity is work. It's when you're doing it in the gym. If it was something resulting to your recovery outside of that, that's not work capacity. We've gone from something to something else. Because if I sit here and do a 10-hour work day, I have the capacity to do that. If I'm knocked out for 2 weeks later, that's not related to work capacity. That's just a consequence of my action. And that would be different. So work capacity cannot be the sustained fatigue from the thing. It can only be your capacity to do the thing in the first place. You can see how this is a bit of a buzzword now because it means nothing. And truthfully, if someone has a high work capacity and they're spamming volume, they're doing a workout which kind of becomes a cardio circuit. When we do a ton of cardio, when we reduce our motor recruitment possibility because there is more sustained fatigue, because there is more junk volume, then the work we do is going to be less demanding because we have less possible work to be done. So is that what we're talking about here? Or maybe is work capacity something completely different entirely, and it refers to something like the fiber type makeup of someone, where if someone's a lot more, slow twitch, but they're able to have the same muscular potential visually as someone else, they have the ability to recover really, really quick between sets. Is that what we're talking about here? Is it a built-up skill like cardio, or being able to bring in motivation, or being able to say no to the effort perception you have? What is work capacity? It cannot just be capacity to do work. That doesn't mean anything. That is literally, it's circular, right? We cannot have the definition of something be the thing itself. There needs to be some sort of underneath that explanation. So pretty much all this really means is if you've been running around saying you have a high work capacity, take a step back. What are you actually saying? Your high work capacity, what are you talking about? Do you just not push yourself and you think that that's a high work capacity because it feels like you're doing really fine with a ton? Is it your ability to recover in between sets? Your ability to recover long term, which cannot be work capacity in the first place? What is your high work capacity? But I don't know, it doesn't really matter, right? But ask yourself what it is and then rationalize that to something, and then ask if it matters, ask if it causes growth. Is this work capacity thing helping your motor unit recruitment, helping your mechanical tension? If it is purely recovering in between sets, yeah, that's great. But does it mean we're chucking more sets on? No, definitely not. It's literally just a means to an end, a random thing, a side effect. Maybe we have a shorter workout because we can just recover quicker and it doesn't matter. Our rest breaks go from 3 minutes to 2 minutes. But there's a lot of terms like this in this space, and I just thought it was an interesting thing to think about, to rant about, to just ask, what is work capacity?